Hello there everybody, Rosanna here, and I'm with you with some beautiful full moon co-creation magic. For those of you who don't know me, I am a multidimensional success coach and I work with divine grace. So when I talk about rosy glow, I'm talking about the soft pink flame of divine grace that allows us to easily let go of what no longer serves us through the power of revelation, through the power of divine insight. So it is my pleasure to serve. It is my pleasure to share these meditations with you. And I just want to say from the start, and welcome those of you who are joining me, that depending on your level of initiation, you will experience these co-creation meditations differently. I work with what I call a sphere of compassion, which the easiest way I can describe it to you is if I show you this beautiful symbol that I got for my Christmas present from my beloved. It is a sphere of the flower of life. And when I talk about the crystalline grid or the sphere of compassion, it's helpful to imagine that you have a huge sphere around you that contains all of your energy field, every layer of your being. And that there is a similar sphere that is just under the surface of the earth. And it's a crystalline grid that connects all of us who are awakening. And we're going to be working with the indigo flame today, as well as the rainbow flame and infinite love. It's going to be helping us to be able to integrate the changes that are going on at the moment and to make a firm decision about whether we are ascending through spirals of joy or we are descending into spirals of doom. And, you know, I know at the moment there is a lot going on this planet, which is why I wanted to call this co-creation a world service as well, because as we clear our own internal stuff, we also do that for the collective. And we've had two big threats since I saw you last. So we had the new moon meditation, which I believe was just after Christmas. And now we have coming into the full moon co-creation meditation. And either side of these are basically bookmarks or bookends of the eclipse season. So we feel this as we're heading into the start of the eclipse season. And then when it ends, there's a little bit of a trajectory afterwards as well. Now, what is very, very important for us to remember is that when change is necessary, it's going to happen no matter what. So we either embrace the winds of change or we suffer and we find that the turbulence throws us down, and the resistance that we're experiencing, we don't recognize it as growth. We recognize it as an invitation to stay where we are. So I've got quite a lot of notes I wanted to share with you. Before I do that, I'm going to invite us to do a little cacao toast as we're inviting people on. Welcome those who are joining. Hello, hello. If I'm sounding a little husky, I didn't have a voice at all yesterday, but I'm pleased to say I do today, so it's a blessing. And I want to just say hello from this little angel as well who's with us, because we need angels at the moment on this planet. We are all angels that are awakening. So let's call in the Cacao Diva. If you are not actually drinking cacao yourself, don't worry, because you will still get the benefit from it. But if you would like to purchase ceremonial grade cacao, check out the links below, and I will give you my purchase details through my website. So bringing your cacao up to your heart, and I have a unicorn mug here. The unicorns are out in force, as are the dragons. I'll explain that in a moment. If you want to just sit up nice and tall, take a moment to close your eyes. And take a moment to invite this beautiful full moon as an illuminating force that is your sphere of compassion around your body. So just let the full moon descend upon you, or allow yourself to ascend into the moon. It's happening at the same time. And welcome the illumination. Welcome the divine insight. And so just as we have the lunar frequencies around us, we also have within us the frequencies of the divine feminine, the divine mother, expressed through the Cacao Diva, the spirit of the cacao plant, who connects us to compassion, to forgiveness, to all good things that help us to align with our divine truth. Mama Cacao, welcome to this co-creation meditation. Please awaken our hearts. Allow us to have the divine insights necessary for us to move through the places that we are blocked, that we feel limited. And allow now the smile in our hearts to be found. So you can imagine a beautiful solar smile, the sun beaming a smile into our hearts. And allow that sunlight and the moonlight around us to merge. Welcoming the masculine and the feminine frequencies expressed both through the lunar and the solar codes. And in welcoming the Diva into our hearts, we welcome the opportunity to step fully onto the paradise path, the spiral of joy path, the path of the co-creator. And we make a commitment to start to see resistance as a sign of change, as a positive sign of change. And we're also inviting the release through our meditation today of any desire to stay stuck, to stay in the struggle paradigm. And just to welcome the full unfolding of us dropping the old stories that have kept us stuck in loops of our own making. Instead of being in an endless loop, we find ourselves in a spiral. We recognize this is an upward trajectory spiral that we are focusing on. And every time we encounter a situation we have encountered before, we are encountering it from a new perspective. Please anchor this awareness into our consciousness now. So there's no more oscillating. There is just the unfolding and the ascension. So take a deep breath into the heart. On the out breath, send it down into the earth, down into your earth chakra, right around the planet, and then into the center of Mother Earth. And now breathe that energy back up through your own body, and at the same time send it out through the crown of your head and out through your heart all around. The Cacao Diva, the frequency of compassion, of divine insight flowing through each of us. And so it is, and so it shall be. Feel free to Om. I'm going to leave that out today. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. Gently bow to your heart. Open your eyes and come back. Welcome everyone who's here. Feel free to say hello. So we've got, I think Courtney's in as Rosy Glow. Hello. And we've got Augustine here already. In fact, actually, Augustine, I really wanted to put this on today to show everybody. So I have a few announcements, but basically this is a really beautiful, beautiful, lovely piece of jewelry that Augustine made, especially for me, Rosy Glow colors. And, you know, in a way, if you actually look at that line that runs through it, it is remembering to move out of division into unity. That is our core line that connects us to source and to our earth chakras. We all have it. It's like a flame. It's not entirely straight, but you can welcome that insight through you. And I'll put a link for his jewelry as well, because it's absolutely lovely below. So here we go. While you're drinking the cacao, make sure you've got some crystals with you. I have kept with me today some celestite, because this is the divine blueprint that I talk about, okay? And here I have some peacock ore as well, which is how we are seeding the fifth dimensional paradigm on this earth, okay? So there's a little difference between density and dimensions. But when I talk about being multi-dimensional, we're talking about being aware of the fact that we are coexisting as consciousness in lots of different timelines, alternate and parallel realities, that we're also having in this physical earthly experience, an emotional experience, a psychological experience, a physical experience, and a spiritual soul experience. This is all happening at the same time. And as conscious co-creators of a multi-dimensional nature, we are choosing to align with the most auspicious path, the most, our divine design timeline, okay? And that's what I work with my clients to connect with. So with the celestite, we actually work with connecting to the divine blueprint. And the peacock ore helps us to remember, and this is the code that so many spiritual teachers have misunderstood. yes, purity is important for us to ascend. We have to leave our density behind, but you don't leave your density behind by divorcing from it. You leave your density behind. So by that, I mean your toxic patterns, your addictions, your habits that you know are not serving you, well, not serving the highest. You leave these behind by loving them up. So my method is always about loving up the shadow, loving up resistance and energetic rewiring. So remember that if some of these concepts are new to you. And again, if some of what I'm saying just is like, what is she talking about? Your soul knows what it needs to take in. And these words that I use are codes. So I'm going to go into a little explanation because I have a few keynotes here that I want to go through. And I want to say that I really enjoyed Sarah Verber and also Magenta Pixie's exploration of what this moon is about. Very much on par with me. And I don't know how you felt yesterday, but I spent all day in a state of grief and just clearing such deep grief. And it is one of those things that when you hit a deep emotion that you just have to feel, it's not pleasant. But my voice has come back. I'd lost it yesterday. Like going through that process and allowing myself to feel has given me so much clarity today. So this is part of loving up. When an emotion comes up, don't block it. Let yourself feel it. Even if you reach for food, for tobacco, for alcohol, for whatever you do, still choose to feel. And through choosing to feel, you will move out of it. Now, if you were with me for the new moon meditation, you will know that I was talking at the time, because it was in Capricorn, about this awareness of looking at issues in our life and looking at the concept of commitment versus stubbornness. So being committed to something to see it through is one thing. Stubbornly refusing to let go of something that is holding you back is another. So what has been coming up between the new moon and now is everything that we've had to make a choice about, whether we're stubbornly holding on to something or we're deeply committed. And, you know, you can be deeply committed to staying in a house that's burning down, but you have to ask the question, why? Why would you do that? And that, I would say, is a stubborn refusal to let go of being somewhere you've been, knowing that it's now dangerous for you to stay there. So we have to practice discernment, which is a quality of compassion, to allow us to learn more and more about how to align with the path of grace and ease, which is what I teach. And I have had a massive go on the last couple of weeks, and also one of the most amazing things ever, which I'll go into in a moment. But basically, what would I say about this? I'll go into liberation from limitation in a minute, but let's just talk about this. Cancer, lunar eclipse, okay? We're about transmuting stubborn pain into acceptance and forgiveness. This is what we're going to be doing. It is also the indigo flame. It is the indigo moon. This eclipse is for us indigos who have been so used to battling for change all of our lives. You're probably a difficult child or a sensitive child, and then a troublesome teenager, and then in your early life you kind of either went through quite a lot of rebellion and then found your feet. But battle has always been the way of doing things, battling for change, anger at the world the way it is. We have to take charge of our own emotional state. Heal your pain first before you seek to try and change anything outside of you. And this is where I talk about the fires in Australia, any natural disaster that's going on in the world, or a threat of human action like war. What you're looking at here, welcome those who are joining, is the fact that these events, some are natural, some are man-made, are triggering an emotional response in us. They trigger fight or flight or freeze. Okay, those are nervous system responses. Now, what they do is they keep us stuck in a place where we're too scared to break out from where we are. And this is where you can use the energy, the powerful energy of anger, to transmute through the ring of fire. Okay, and this is what this eclipse is about. The eclipse is at 7:23 p.m. tomorrow evening, UK time, and I'm doing the video ahead of time so that you've got the codes, you've got the energy to align with, because this is a biggie, you know, this is a reset where we each get to use the energy that we have used all this time and make a choice, either to stay in battle and therefore to end up spiraling downwards towards Armageddon and, you know, this concept of a doom spiral, or to reset our codes and fully align with our paradise codes, and therefore to activate fully onto a spiral of joy towards activating paradise. Our home is paradise. When we rest, we go to paradise. Our role while we're here on this earth is to bring those paradise codes to the earth. But the way we do it isn't through projecting our pain out there on everyone. We have to go through a process first of transmuting, of loving up our pain, of deprogramming and reprogramming before we're in a state where we can say, I am in a balanced enough state in my being to take inspired action led by my heart, not by my wounds. It is our job to love our wounds up. So when you look at the news and you see the fires burning and you're devastated about the 1 billion animals that have died, which is horrendous, right? We can go, oh, this is the most terrible thing that's happening in the world. Or we can take a step back and a step up and we can say, this is something that needs to happen. Death is a natural cycle, part of the cycle of life. And it is awful that all these animals have died. It is painful for us to accept that we need the ash on the earth to then revegetate and to grow new vegetation, that this baptism of fire in itself is a part of the cycle of life. But you know what? It is. Our job isn't to prevent it happening. Our job is to deal with the emotions that get triggered in us, which will be deep grief and sadness, by loving this up and then making changes in our own lives to live as much as possible in harmony with the cycles of life. Okay, the same with the war threats. These are dying swan songs of an old paradigm that has kept us locked into being subservient, being accepting of limitations because we're too frightened to step out of the box that we're in. I'm going to show you a graphic in a moment. Hello, everyone. So I'll just go through these notes. What's been coming up for us is our really scary story, the really scary things that we're just too scared to face, right? I've got a couple of examples. So for me, one of the things that I've had to accept is that for so many years, for about 10 years, I have been doing my best to make something work that doesn't work. And I've done it in relationships before, I've done it in work before as well. But there's been a sense that I had to keep going to justify previous decisions I made that were painful decisions. So this has been the process I've been going through the last 2 weeks, is having to hear what's going on, having to face the music, having to say what is for the best now, because clearly what we've been doing isn't working. Take a step back, take a step up. For another person in my life, she's recognized that, you know, she really, really wants to be in a relationship, but she's not allowed herself to be in a relationship since her husband died 16 years ago because she feels like she'd be cheating on him. And these are these stories where we want to move beyond the place we're in, but we actually, we can't, because we're holding on to a loyalty that is misplaced. And actually, when you take a step back and up and you see it for what it is, you know the loved ones that you're staying loyal to would want more than anything for you to be well and happy, rather than to keep struggling, to keep something going, to justify a past decision. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is the really scary story, right? So you might have other really scary stories. You might be facing things to do with money, things to do with your life path, decisions about relationships. But all of this for now is what we need to put into the sphere of compassion and love up today in order for us to fully align with these paradise codes, because you cannot take the struggle story with you. You can't say, yeah, I'm aligning with paradise, but I'm going to keep holding on to this because this defines who I've been for such a long time. And this defines my version of a good person, which actually is a pattern of martyrdom, and martyrdom doesn't serve anybody, and it is a misunderstanding of Christ consciousness as well. So many teachings have been distorted that it is really important we come to grips with that and we come to understand it. And what did I put here? Resistance. So, you know, when we are about to face the change, I wrote it really well, so I'm going to read it out for you. Resistance we feel when we are about to leave our survival comfort zone, our feeling safe paradigm. We feel resistance every time this happens, okay? Now, the whole point of this is that when you feel that resistance, it's like the ring of fire. When a woman is about to give birth and the baby moves through the perineum, her perineum stretches so much that it feels like a ring of fire. And if you want to have a sense of that, do that and you'll get a sense of what it feels like, okay? So this is a ring of fire where the cocoon self can no longer exist. The cocoon self has to die in order to give birth to the part of us that is liberated and that is free. And this is what these co-creation meditations are about, giving you a sense of your liberation. So when you go through this, it's so easy to decide to stay back because it's uncomfortable to move through this discomfort, this pain of moving out of the past things you've been holding on to that helped you feel safe. I'm in the process of letting go of old income streams to welcome new income streams. And although they're really small income streams, I'm still scared to let them go because they were regular for me, right? So it's like, really allow yourself to have compassion for what's coming up for you and what is being brought to light, because that's where the magic is. And you cannot thrive. This is the important thing to remember. Feeling safe paradigm is the place we've stayed in order to survive. It's the uncomfortable comfort zone. But you cannot thrive where you are used to surviving. You have to make a choice, thrive or survive. The way you get out of the survival mode is actually through the spiral and moving up into the thriving paradigm. You have to take a leap through the transformational fire, through the ring of fire, and allow the old cocoon self to die, as I just said. So the only way out is through. And the final dying swan song is going to be the part of you that goes, no, 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 no. I'm going to give you a really convincing argument to stay just where you are, because this is where we're used to being, sweetheart. Don't be going out there and trying to get that bird in the tree. The bird in the hand is the one you want. Don't you put all your eggs in one basket, and don't you spend what you've got for a rainy day. Fine, but you're going to stay where you are. Nothing you want is where you are. It's on the other side of it. And this is where we are being invited to liberate ourselves, okay? This is where we're being invited to learn the new paradigm concept, the new paradigm perspective that allows everything that has existed in the past to still exist and to be valid. But we get a new worldview, an orientation map that allows us to understand how to co-create as a multidimensional being of love and light. And this is my Liberation from Limitation course. It gives you that worldview. It gives you that understanding. So if you have been hearing about it and you've been thinking about it, I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow morning. You'll need to sign up to my website to get access to the codes, but I'll be doing a live stream where I'll be talking through the 6 steps of success and how you can turn those areas of your life that have been problematic, that have never shifted for you, into your paradise story. And you can't just magic it up if you haven't got a concept. You need a process to follow to expand your consciousness about what is possible. And this is what Liberation from Limitation does as a 6-week live course with me. So remember, if you would like to take part, I'll put a link below that will give you access to the free lesson that is the first part of that course. And I'm going to invite you to the live stream tomorrow to check out those 6 steps to success, so you can find out a bit more about what you're going to learn. Now, moving on, where are we? Right, we have to write out the scary stories. So if you find yourself caught in scary stories that are freaking you out, write them out, okay? Let them out of your head. And then once you see in black and white or red and pink or whatever, what your scary story is, you can then make a choice to rewrite that story as you would like it to be, as you would like to feel. But you have to see, first of all, what you're scared of, and you have to have a dialogue with it. And if you actually do that, then what happens is you can see how limited that voice actually is. That voice is basically saying, you just don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But you can't actually, it doesn't have more context to it. It's not an intelligent argument to stay where you are. All right. So what else is very important for this full moon, lunar eclipse? It is really important you cleanse your house for the new year. The new year for the Chinese New Year starts the 25th, 26th even, no, 25th. And where are we from there? Cleanse the house and put a crystal grid in place, because these 2 things are going to help you to anchor the frequencies of the paradise codes for the whole of the next 10 years. Okay, you're going to have to cleanse them again and again, but it is very, very important to do that. So we're going to go into the meditation sec. If anyone has a scary story they would like to actually share, please do. Sorry about the long preamble. It's 11:22, but this is really important information to digest before we go through the meditation. Letting old symbols go has been very important. We had the winter solstice on the 21st, 22nd of December. And this is the interesting thing about sacred geometry, okay? Sacred geometry holds the codes for us to evolve out of duality into unity consciousness. So in particular, again, I want to show you that. This is the sphere of compassion, which has got the flower of life symbolism all around it. And what I did for the solstice is I buried my broken rings. So I used to have a seed of life ring and a flower of life ring, and they both broke just before Christmas. I was a bit disappointed. I was like, what's that all about? But I knew I needed to return them to the earth. This is part of that psychology of rewiring the subconscious, and basically rewiring all of our nature to align with our superconscious. And what happened for me between when I last saw you and where we are today is my beloved proposed to me. So I now have diamonds in place of those broken fragments of my sacred geometry. So I had to let go of the old stories, and through that, my six-pointed star, which is what all of our light bodies are before we integrate our inner masculine and feminine, became my diamond shape. So the diamond comes, and this is where I wanted to show you something that I drew, because again, this is what we are working with now, okay? So again, huge thanks to Magenta Pixie's downloads. You can check out what she said about this eclipse, and also to Sarah Verber, but this is what I saw. And what you have at the center is a diamond, okay? You have this cross, which extends, and then you have the full moon and the spiral emanating from the center of the diamond, and you have this box here, okay? Now the box, if you see this line, I've tried to color code it, actually is open, and it aligns us with our central axis here, okay? So the cross, if you think about it, the only way to God is through Jesus Christ, we used to say. Well, the only way to source is through the heart, the diamond, the divine self that we're activating through these co-creations. And as a result of that, what you're having here is the symbolism of the awakening of the spiral of joy. You have to make a choice, root down to go up. And through meeting your resistance, you'll keep moving through the ring of fire. The box lid is open. So anyone who has been through a lot of suffering, remember that it is our choice to step out of the box we have created around us and to deal with the discomfort of the choices we need to make by loving ourselves no matter what. And if you do that, you're going to have major breakthroughs, which is what we're doing. So we're going to be working with 3 flames. I'll talk about them later when we're in the meditation. We don't need to worry about that now. And what I want to ignite again in each of you, if you're new to this work, is the fact that, as I talked about the divine blueprint, my work on this earth these days is to ignite that divine blueprint in people, to activate it, to integrate it, and to embody it. And I do that in stages. So we learn how to activate it first, the divine spark, how to integrate this higher consciousness, the super consciousness into our lives, and then how to embody it and teach it. So this is what you are aligning with, even in these meditations. I'm going to leave that there, and I think we're going to get on with our meditation now. So I hope you find this stuff useful, and generally speaking, know that I do talk a bit at the start of these meditations, but I am giving you a lot of codes to be able to tune into. And if you want to work with me, remember that I offer one-to-one coaching, group coaching, and the doorway in, if you want a low-cost opportunity to work with me, is Liberation from Limitation. And it is starting the 26th of January, so you want to get on it now. It will blow your mind. Every time I run it, something major happens. Last time, I cleared the way for my beautiful beloved, and he proposed at the top of the I-360, which is the bird's eye view of the whole of Brighton. You cannot make this up. And this time around, I'm making a major choice that I know is going to align me with my success as well. So remember, the change is massive. Liberation from limitation does what it says on the box. Okay, have a little shake. Bring your hands to your heart. I've got lapis lazuli on me as well. So you can use your crystals, bring them close to you. And when you're ready, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. Close your eyes. And welcome the softening in your heart. Know you're in the right place. Know you're safe. Notice the sensations that you're feeling. And allow yourself at this moment to drop out of your mind into your heart. So we descend to ascend. And welcome your mind to now be a witness to all that is taking place. My wonderful teacher Susanna says, let the mind become the scribe, the observer of the experience, rather than the judge. And allow yourself to breathe easy. Recognize within your heart you have a diamond. Around you, a huge sphere of compassion. You have a core line, a straight line that connects you from the original source of all that is, through our sun, down through your body into the earth. And it connects into your earth chakra and then all the way down into the center of the earth. Excuse me. Also from your heart, there is a horizontal beam of light that extends sideways. And allow yourself to imagine the outline of your physical body and also the outline of your light body around your physical body within the sphere. Notice for you whether it's a six-pointed star or a diamond. Whatever it is perfect just as it is. And allow also this awareness that there is a box around your whole being, connecting to the edges of your sphere, and the lid is open. We're going to free ourselves today from all that has held us in a trapped state and away from that which we desire. So please now repeat these words after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. Just allow yourself to settle into those words. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am co-creating my personal paradise in alignment with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. I am choosing to co-create through grace and ease. I am surrendering my programmed will to my divine will. I am aligning with Earth's ascension timeline. I am embodying my higher self from my divine design timeline. I am activating my divine blueprint codes. I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with my divine design timeline. I am divine prosperity. I am divine flow. I am divine wisdom. I am divine power. I am divine delight. I am that I am. Beautiful work. So now just putting your hands over your crystals and please repeating after me, or I'll do it on your behalf. I command on behalf of everybody who is on this meditation with me that all of our crystals are cleansed for the highest good of all. I command that any unhelpful lower frequency energies are taken from where they are in these crystals to where they can be transmuted into the purest vibrations of love and light. So only the purest forms of energy, pure infinite love, is welcomed into these crystals, and their codes are activated for the awakening of the starseed consciousness within each of us, in alignment with the highest good of all, and the win-win-win in everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So feel your crystals respond And allow yourself now to get into the state of welcoming the opportunity to be delighted by how things are turning out in your life. So this stage, I just would like you to cultivate feelings of appreciation, of gratitude, of care and compassion. So take a moment to think of all those you love. And take a moment to acknowledge and honor just how far you've come, your successes, your breakthroughs. Let's focus on the good for a moment. Let's just focus on all the blessings that we can count. And in the awakening of your divine self, even if you feel completely barren right now, even if you feel completely lost, completely broken, giving thanks for the fact that you are clearing all of these feelings, emotions, thought forms, patterns of behavior from your being. So acknowledging that pain has been a teacher, and also the desire to move beyond struggle and pain. Welcoming the feeling vibration of being at ease, of feeling liberated, of being able to look at your life, our lives, 360 degrees, and to say, I am loving all of this. Give permission for your guides and your teachers, your star family, soul family, and all the ancestors who are supporting the shift in you to allow the bloodline clearings that each of us are here for, to show you their love, to connect with you. Open yourself to receive, soften the boundaries of your skin. Let there be grace and ease flowing easily through you. You may notice this as soft pink love light. Now welcoming a deeper breath, an easier breath, and allowing our eyes to start to see through eyes of love. So we want to perceive through love the challenges in our lives as opportunities for growth. Taking any scary story or struggle situation and saying, how can this be the best thing that's happened to me? And opening up to curiosity and wonder. Now create a sphere of compassion in front of your face. And in creating that sphere of compassion in front of your face, allow yourself to release into that sphere now all of the situations in your life that have felt troublesome, that have felt like a struggle. You might do something out of pure love, but it's still a struggle. You might be finding parenting a struggle. You might be finding dealing with an elderly relative a struggle. There's no judgment here. Just allow yourself to put the struggle stories in the sphere in front of you. So put anything that is something you stubbornly hold on to into the sphere in front of you. What have you felt determined you have to make work? A relationship that's broken, a career that you don't enjoy, a business project that is not bringing the return it needs in the material world. Perhaps there's a health regime, you've already broken your New Year's resolutions. Just put everything in the sphere. And allow this release of stubbornness and of struggle out of this, into the sphere. I'm coming back, just keep breathing. And keep allowing the sphere to expand as big as it needs to be. To contain all of these things that weigh you down. What is the lead beneath your wings? Who are the people that you carry around with you as your pain story? Could be deceased loved ones, could be siblings, could be children, anyone you worry about, put them in the sphere. And allow a release of everything that doesn't make your heart sing. Allow a release without making any big decisions. We're just releasing the stories of struggle. So the last 10 years, what have you struggled with? Money, love, your health, patience, trust. Put them all in there. And just allow yourself to feel the relief as the cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic memory is cleared. As the photon stream and the quantum field is cleared. And I'm commanding this release on all of our behalf from our physical, etheric, emotional, mental, and astral bodies, and also any imprints in the divine blueprint, celestial or causal bodies. Any distortions being released into the sphere now. Well done, that's it. Very powerful. Whew. So we remind ourselves we're doing this for ourselves and also for the collective, for everyone we are connected to. But we're doing this through our own stories. We're not taking their stories on. We're just clearing the stories we've inherited from our ancestors, the stories that have traumatized us in our own physical experience. And we're letting them go for the highest good of all. May all beings in this universe align with grace and ease, align with joy and peace, align with divine delight. Ah, well done. So that sphere is right in front of you. It's spinning big. And put all of the people that you would feel guilt towards, fear judgment of, fear rejection and abandonment from by being in your truth. And anyone you have betrayal stories with. Let the tears come, my friends. I'm feeling the emotion too. None of these energies are part of our spiral of joy. So as they're released from you, we call in infinite love. So let go of all the stories of guilt, blame, shame, rejection, abandonment, and betrayal. Just let them be moving out of you. Know they're moving through from your heart. They're moving out through your heart, gathering in your torso from the extremities, all the way up into your heart and out into the sphere. Now we call in the infinite love. I am infinite love. I am infinite love. I am infinite love. Let this come through as pure, clear beam of love light. It's literally just flowing down through your body, cleansing every cell, molecule, atom, subatomic particle, every wave and particle and photon particle, everything is being cleansed. And let this pure, clear, infinite love light anchor into your earth chakra, and it's reprogramming your earth chakra to only hold information relating to your paradise codes, your personal paradise. It will only be drawing in and activating your paradise codes now. So reminding you that infinite love returns everything into 0 point raw creative energy. So it's source energy that's undifferentiated. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a flavor of frequency. It is pure baseline virgin source energy. You may see a tinge of a rainbow in it. So as it moves from your heart into the sphere, it is loving up all of these stories, all of these ways that we have self-attacked and attacked others through our pain, all of the frustration, all of the helplessness, all of the anger with the world, and ourselves for being part of it. Just let it all dissolve. And you'll see that the sphere becomes full of pure, clear love light, as all of that density in there is transmuted. Now the indigo flame is desperate to come through, so I'm going to call it in now. I'd like to remind you the indigo flame is connected to Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael dispels fear. So fear is crippling. It puts us into fight or flight. So we're now stepping into our fearless nature. And I want to remind you that fear stands for false emotion or evidence or expectation appearing real. It is the distortions we have been fed to hold us in that uncomfortable comfort zone, the struggle paradigm that we feel safe within. So we're releasing all of those old codes and programs now. And as the indigo flame comes through, claim it by saying, I am the indigo flame, I am the indigo flame, I am the indigo flame. And let this move down through your body, into the earth, straight into the heart of Mother Earth. Let it explode outwards. So now it's feeding the crystalline grid and moving back up through your earth chakra. So this fearlessness is there at a root level. Breathing it all the way up from our hearts into the sphere. And as you color that sphere with the indigo flame, notice it has gold filaments in it. It is very much like lapis lazuli. It allows us divine insight. It allows us to see through our intuition without the distortions of fear. Our intuition is pure of heart. Notice how, as you create this beautiful night sky sphere in front of you, those gold, shimmering gold dust within it, it is inviting to step into this unknown. It is inviting to want to step in to the fearless space within us, the part of us that can accept something has to die in order for something most cherished to be born. Our liberated selves move through the darkness, trusting their instincts, trusting their divine navigation tools. You may notice your diamond expand within your heart at this point. So now when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to anchor the frequencies in that sphere before we step into it. Because this is our paradigm shift. This is what tomorrow represents. Us stepping into the fearless embrace of our paradise paradigm, our thrive paradigm, our divine blueprint. So when you're ready, repeat after me. Anchor, lock, and seal. Recalibrate and align. Balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle. Integration, expression, and manifestation. In my physical reality and in all relevant dimensions of my being, in all space and time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, rainbow bridge, creating from our hearts into the sphere. That rainbow bridge doesn't get built until you step on it. Step onto the rainbow bridge and feel how right in front of you, that sphere that's now full of indigo flame energy has expanded to fill your whole sphere of compassion that till now was the full moon around you, illuminating everything that's to be released. Absorb these indigo frequencies, knowing that they are soothing your nervous system, your vagus nerve, your endocrine system. They are repatterning all of the early fight, flight, freeze programmed response you inherited from your mother, which she inherited from her mother and her mother and her mother. Doesn't matter where it came from, we're just dissolving it into love. So feed yourself now with this indigo frequency. Allow it to literally make you be able to see in the dark, to hold yourself in a centered, balanced, grounded place as you move through the unknown, learning to be excited by what we don't know rather than frightened. We invite the thrill of the new, the thrill of change. We invite positive anticipation. We invite the better it gets, the better it gets. We invite that life loves me and wants me to be happy. And we also invite, I love my life. It's great being me. And just when I think life can't get any better, it does. And feel this as a blanket of love wrapping you up from the inside. And now we're going to bring down the rainbow flame, which wants to anchor through our core line. Now, the rainbow flame I'm going to be talking about more and more over the next 12 months. It has been coming to me in varying initiations. Suffice is to say there are at least 16 strands of frequency energy within this rainbow. But you reduce those numbers and you get the number 7. So this is a crystalline gem frequency rainbow flame. And just to bring it in, we say, I am the divine rainbow flame. I am the divine rainbow flame. I am the divine rainbow flame. And this is carrying in it the paradise codes that each of us have come here to seed through our own passion, our own desire, our own longing here on this planet. Just let it move down through our bodies, into the earth, down through our earth chakras, spinning our earth chakras, filling the earth chakra with divine rainbow flame codes, the paradise codes. And just let your earth chakra, which is like a football spinning on its own axis, it might be a bit bigger, it's an energy vortex. As it absorbs all these rainbow frequencies, it spreads around the crystalline grid. And if you were looking at the earth now, you'd see shimmering, glistening rainbow love light all around the planet. And of course, the flame of divine delight really wants to be acknowledged. So this is the fuchsia flame that I see. So you can just claim it by saying, I am divine delight. I am divine delight. I am divine delight. I am choosing to be delighted by life. I am choosing grace and ease in everything. I am that I am. Feed it into the heart of Gaia as it moves around the planet into the center of Mother Earth. Let it just be fed by each of us so that our heart chakra, the Earth's heart chakra, is glowing brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And I want you to see the regeneration of the coral reefs, the regeneration of our jungle and our forest, the regeneration of all of nature in accordance with divine order, divine balance. Just see us seeding this through these crystalline frequencies all around the planet, wherever there has been devastation, wherever there's been suffering, wherever there has been loss, send that rainbow flame out. See it touch the heart of every being on this planet. See every being on this planet surrounded by a bubble of rainbow love light. We're anchoring through our indigo flame, this strong energy of calm that soothes the nervous system of the planet. Just enjoy, feel, receive. And you can imagine all of us just holding hands around the planet, singing a song of peace, welcoming the paradise codes through our hearts into the earth. I would just like you to imagine for a moment love, light, money, gifts, whatever you want, shimmering down upon you. Gold dust, soft pink flame dust, platinum dust, rainbow dust. Receive the codes so that you feel as though your own life is a blessing and that you are a blessing in the lives of others. And I am commanding here an axiotonal alignment with our divine design timeline with these new frequency codes, the indigo flame, the rainbow flame, the infinite love flame. May we each be awakened to our true path. May we each be awakened to the best possible way we can serve here on this planet in alignment with our soul's truth, with what we have come here to achieve, to learn, to master, to share. May we each find the most graceful and easy and joyful way of sharing all of this and more. And allow now your own body to start to glow with the rainbow around the outline of the physical. Your core line anchored into Gaia and to Source, glowing brightly. Become very aware of the liberation of that box. Just see that box having disappeared around you. The stories of suffering gone. Observe your light body and what it looks like. And now creating a sphere outline that is the rainbow frequency. And just see yourself glowing in this beautiful transmutational energy that releases gracefully and easily that which no longer serves you. Every situation in your life that is no longer serving the highest path will gently and lovingly dissolve. It will transmute into its highest expression, whatever that may be. And what is right for you will become right in front of you as you align fully, as we each align fully with our divine design time. So call on your family members, call on your partners, call on all beings that you live and share a space with to receive this upgrade as well. And then drop an anchor from your own heart into the center of Mother Earth. And become aware of the fact that we're going to anchor this intention now, this co-creation. So in alignment with the highest good of all, with peace on earth, with the return of this planet to its paradise paradigm, the Thrive paradigm. Command now full alignment for each of us with our chosen path. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. For graceful and gentle, integration, expression, and manifestation. In my physical reality, in our collective physical reality, and in all relevant dimensions of our being, in all directions of space and time. I command this process continues until completion. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it shall be. Gently start to become aware of your physical body and breathe yourself back. Start to breathe yourself back until you're ready to stretch your fingers and stretch your toes. And as you come back, let me know you're back. So breathe in, come back, like really fully. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Shake your feet, shake your hands, rub your hands. You want to bring that energy here. There's rainbows everywhere. So when you're back, let me know. And I'm just going to answer Camilla's question here. So the meditation, so the Liberation from Limitation course, Camilla, is starting Sunday, the 26th of January. Sarah's here. Great. Welcome back, Sarah. And it's an online course with me live. There's lots of information on it. You can go to www.rosieglow.com. So for all of you who are with me now, thank you for being here. Please share your experience. I'd love to know. And please subscribe if you haven't already and hit notifications and likes. So all of your interactions really help me to grow this tribe of ours and for us to be more powerful in this planet, which is really, really important. So back to Camilla. Yeah, if you go to rosieglow.com, Camilla, you'll find at the top there's all the information about liberation from limitation. You can sign up to it, get a free lesson from it. And I can't see the link you've sent out, Augustine, just so you know, it's not showing here. Danny's there. Can't wait for Liberation Next Level. Yeah, Danny's joining us for Liberation from Limitation. That's great as well. So yeah, it's all on the website. And if you sign up, you will get information about my live stream tomorrow. So tomorrow's live stream is not going to be on YouTube. It's a Zoom link. If you want to look more deeply at these 6 steps of success, I don't want to be banging on about this as I always do, but like the program at its special offer price, which if you are responding to this will be £333, is 1/10 of what it's worth. Okay, it's worth so much that people overlook it because they think, oh, it's not specific about this, it's not specific about that. It's going to change every area of your life by allowing you to have a new map, a new orientation map to see the world in a multidimensional way. And so the changes that I offer are not like going to happen in just one area, they're 360. Okay, every area of my life has improved in ways beyond my wildest dreams. And I look over there on my vision board, the top of it says, beyond your wildest dreams. And I've been feeding that for many, many years now, that probably about 14 or 15 years. So all the years of yoga and Reiki and tarot cards and meditation did nothing compared to the path I've been on the last 5 years, the detox path, the multidimensional coaching I offer. I can't see the link, Augustine. I don't know where you put it, but it's not showing up. If anyone else can see the link that Augustine's put in, please let us know. Does anyone else want to let us know how your experience was of this meditation? If you do, now's your time. Otherwise, I'm going to call it and take a breather for my voice. There's a really big clearing going on in my throat. And I am so happy. So when my beloved actually watches this, I call Ian my Superman, and I'm going to be doing a post about how to co-create your Superman, because I noticed that I started writing lists about him in 2003 and 2006, and I read one out to my stepdaughter yesterday, and I said, you know, check this out, written in 2006, and she was just like, oh my God, you've just described my dad. I was like, I know. So you really can have what you want. There are slow ways and fast ways of getting it. I have been through the slow ways to create the fast way. So if you want to join me for the fast way, it's all on rosieglow.com. Come be part of the tribe, get into liberation from limitation. Or if you're ready to reprogram on the deepest level, get in touch for the one-to-one coaching, divine blueprint activation, or the group coaching. I've already got a pre-list building for the next round of Fearless. I'm not due to start it until April, but if I've got 4 people that want to start sooner, I'm happy to start it sooner so we can find a date that works for you. It all starts with me with a breakthrough call, which is £100, and I always put the cost of that call to your coaching if you decide you're going to carry on with me. The charge is because you're going to get a big breakthrough anyway just from that course. Just remember, if you're doing liberation from limitation, you don't need a breakthrough call from that. You can purchase it directly. And as a result of it, you also get a free breakthrough call if you're one of the first 30. So you want to act quickly, and you also get some money off my coaching as well. So really worth taking part in that course. So Danny's saying, Joe here, thank you, Rosie, for your light and guidance, remembering what we are and integrating your love. Thank you. Oh, Joe, thank you, sweetheart. That's really lovely. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to call it a day. I'll put some links in the text box below, so you've got details for liberation from limitation, you've got details for my breakthrough call, you've got details for Cacao, and also I will put Augustine's jewelry link up as well if you would like some nice jewelry. Enjoy the eclipse tomorrow. Do what you can. Cleanse your house, smudge it, get your crystals outside. I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm putting all my crystals outside so they can get their reset. And actually playing this meditation around them as well would be really useful. And call in the frequencies of your star family, your divine blueprint to enter into your house, your paradise codes, And then we will work with, so activating the grid. Get in touch if you'd like some information on that. Otherwise, I'll do it the next new moon. So much love to you. Take care. Bye-bye. Lots of love.